Hello, hello. I think I'm here. I thought. I think this is not where it belongs. I think that's better. I'm saying think a lot. Hello, how are you? I hear noises. No one must be getting ready for work. I cannot move that out of my way. So, I sound low, like you can't hear me, or low as in not like, oh, like you can't hear me. I don't know why. I haven't changed anything. I don't. I guess I could move the microphone closer, but then it might be in front of my face. Oh, it could be because I was talking lower. I don't know. Um, I don't know. I don't know. There's no telling. But and it could be because the stream was just getting started. So, wow, that did weirdness. I don't know what it was. But anyway, how are you? I'm doing pretty good. Um, I don't know if anybody else is coming or not. Nobody said they weren't. But I wanted to talk about different prayer requests. The new ones is Donna's for your friend with the COVID complications, and your doctor also. And did you get your medicine? I didn't even ask you. If you don't want to say on here, don't. I shouldn't have said anything. Now I feel like I shouldn't have said anything. You didn't? Oh no. And then Mary Reed Cruz. She watches my channel. She watches videos. Her uncle he had to have surgery for something, and they opened him up and closed him right back up because he was just full of, there was no help for him. He had cancer. And so he's passing, but he said that he knows where he's going. He knows the Lord. He's not worried about it. He's lived a good life. But her mom, because of health reasons, can't go. They live in a different state. She can't go be with her brother. So pray for that family. And her mom's name is Alice as well. And then I don't know. Carol's not here, I guess. I don't know how her friend is. And then Jaton's daughter, Ashley, the one that's pregnant, she should be 27 weeks now. I haven't heard any news. Just check. They called them in. Yay. Oh, good. Good. But Jaton's daughter, her pregnancy, Judy's, I think I told y'all she was pregnant again. She went to her appointment yesterday, and they did an ultrasound, and everything looks fine, but they think that she had what is called a vanishing twin because there was two. Oh, okay. Oh, good. That's good that your friend's better. But they think that she had vanishing twin syndrome because there were two sacs but only one baby. But she's doing okay. She's going to have another ultrasound whenever she goes back just to see how things are going. And the only thing that's going on with her right now is nauseous. She's nauseous, very nauseous, but that's good. We don't mind that. I don't think I would anyway. Um, let's see. An Oklahoma boy hasn't said anything else about his kind of adopted grandmother. She's not actually legally adopted him or anything like that, but he's adopted her. He hasn't said anything else. I need to ask him. And then Joanne, keep her in your prayers because I think she has COVID. And then my sister Flora, her oldest son Alan, last week they had signed the divorce papers and things. Divorce is never good. No matter what the situation, it's not a happy time whenever a relationship splits. I mean, in some situations it is good, it's a good thing, but it's still hard. That's what I need to say. I need to take a drink of water, sorry. And Amy that I talked about, her husband that had an accident at work, he's doing good, but they had to change some of her medication, and she's having some side effects from that. So keep her in your prayers. And I think that's all, other than Selena, of course. Keep Selena in your prayers. If you don't mind. I don't know if there's any new ones. If there are, or if I missed any, please let me know if I missed them. If there are more that I need to write down, let me know that as well. Maggie's over there making noises. With Judy, she seems fine and everything. And pray for her oldest, Marcus. He really needs prayer a lot. He has autism. And I think he's going through some things. Plus, he's 15. So, teenage years are hard. No matter what. So, I think that's all. And I guess we can. I do want to talk about the 52-week Bible study, but I'm going to save that till last, when maybe if there's more people here. But I'm going to go ahead and get started with this study. Yeah, autism is hard, and there's, you didn't hear about it as much as you do now. And I know more people with autism or that have children with autism than I ever did. And I think part of that is because it's more prevalent, maybe, or maybe because people are being diagnosed properly, or I really don't know the reason why I know more people, but different degrees of autism. Like, and also Stacy, she had her surgery 2 weeks ago yesterday, and she's doing really well. She is cooking. She's doing some cleaning. She is out shopping. She's able to drive. She said that she can do things with her shoulder that she has not been able to do. And the doctor said, she's doing what she's supposed to be doing. She's not breaking any of the restrictions. But the doctor said as long as she is doing what she's not overdoing, he's given her things that she can do. So you can see that she feels better. At least I feel that way. But yeah, she's doing really well. I almost forgot about her. Did I not have her written down? I think I did. I had to. I just forgot to mention. I have so many. But anyway, there's a lot of people that need prayer. And it's just something that we have to remember to do, is to pray for those. And even if we just say an all-encompassing prayer or whatever, I don't know how to explain it, but it wasn't in the diagnostic book, DSM, forgot the name of it, but it wasn't in the manual for mental health providers to diagnose it until I think later 80s. Could be wrong though. Yeah. Most of the people that I know, their children were born in the 80s. Um, Stacy's daughter, who will be 30, I want to say the 9th of this month, which the 9th of this month is the anniversary of me and Jeff starting the date. But anyway, I want to say it's the 9th. It may be the 8th. I could be wrong. I'll have to ask Stacy. But anyway, her daughter, I don't know how old she was whenever she was diagnosed. But yeah, she's autistic. But looking at her, you really wouldn't know because there's no physical things. Like different illnesses have different traits. You can see some illnesses, but something like autism, you can't see it. You just can't see it. But once you know about it, once you've learned about it, then you can see it whenever you're around someone. Like you pick up on it and you know different things, which there are parts of autism that are like ADHD, so sometimes you can mix those two up. It's just according to the level that the person has and how far on the spectrum they are. But anyway, for some reason I am cold. I do not know why. If I grab a blanket, please just be okay with that. So we've been talking about Saul and David. About Saul. Saul had some serious mental issues. He was schizophrenic, bipolar, something. Really don't know what was wrong with the man, but he had some serious. Well, God had not. I mean, he had. I want to say he rejected God, but he still talked about God. I mean, he still. I don't know. He was messed up. Put it that way. He had problems. So he was trying to kill David. Had all kinds of people trying to kill David. And he was back and forth. This is why I say he had like bipolar, because I mean, one minute it's like, oh, you're in my family, but here, have my daughter marry her. Nope, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to throw a spear and stab you with it, and try to do things like that. That was crazy. And then Jonathan, Saul's son, helped David. They were friends. They were like brothers, and he helped him escape. And Saul murdered people. He had so much anger. And honestly, I feel like he had all of this anger, all these problems because he did not want to release the throne. And he didn't deserve the throne anymore. He didn't deserve it. So, the last time we talked about it, David was in the wilderness, in a stronghold, in a cave. I believe it was a cave. I want to say it's a cave. But he was in a stronghold, or maybe he's going to be in a cave today. Kind of mixing up today's and last week's now. And Saul was going to go kill him, but then Saul got called away because the Philistines were attacking. So he did leave. So we're on to chapter 24. So we're going to do chapter 24 through 26 today. And I'm going to start with that. Now it happened when Saul had returned from following the Philistines that it was told him, saying, "Take note, David is in the wilderness of En-gedi." Then Saul took 3,000 chosen men from all Israel and went to seek David and his men on the rocks of the wild goats. So he came to the sheepfolds by the road where there was a cave, and Saul went in to attend to his needs. In other words, he went in that's where he was in a cave. That's where David was in a cave. He went in, I think, to use the bathroom, to go tinkle. That's my thought. I could be wrong. I think that's what what he was doing, though. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. Uh, the notes say, um, it says literally cover his feet. Its occurrence also in Judges 3:24 confirms its use as a euphemism. That Saul entered alone into the very cave where David and his men were hiding is an unmistakably providential irony. Cover his feet. Now I want to figure out what that meant. Why didn't I look at this before? Because I just didn't. Judges 3:24. Now I want to know what that means because I took it as he went to go to use the bathroom. 3:24. He went going out. Eglon's servants came to look, and their surprise, the doors of the upper room were locked, probably attending to his needs in the cool chamber. What does that mean? It doesn't say. Let me get my little book. It doesn't even matter, but now I'm curious. Y'all ever had curiosity do that to you? A restroom break is what this says too. Okay. That's what this says too. So I might have actually heard it before somewhere else too. I don't know. For some reason, it just seems like that's what it was to me. Then the men of David said to him, "This is the day of which the Lord said to you, Behold, I will deliver your enemy into your hand, that you may do to him as it seems good to you." And David arose and secretly cut off the corner of Saul's robe. Now it happened afterward that David's heart troubled him because he had cut Saul's robe. So we're all cats. Curiosity. It bothered David that he had cut the king's robe. I noticed that David had a very kind soul, it seems like he was kind-hearted. And it bothered him that he had done that. And he said to his men, "The Lord forbid that I should do this thing to my master, the Lord's anointed, to stretch out my hand against him, seeing he is anointed, the anointed of the Lord." So David restrained his servants with these words and did not allow them to rise against Saul. And Saul got up from the cave and went on his way. David also arose afterward, went out of the cave, and called out to Saul, saying, "My lord the king." And when Saul looked behind him, David stooped with his face to the earth and bowed down. And David said to Saul, "Why do you listen to the words of the men who say, Indeed, David seeks your harm? Look, this day your eyes have seen that the Lord delivered you today into my hand in the cave. And someone urged me to kill you, but my eye spared you. And I said, I will not stretch out my hand against my Lord, for he is the Lord's anointed. Moreover, my father, see the corner of your robe in my hand. For in that I cut off the corner of your robe, and I did not kill you. Know, and see that there is neither evil nor rebellion in my hand, and I have not sinned against you. Yet you hunt my life to take it." So he's asking him, he's telling him, "I could have killed you. You were right there, and I cut your clothes, and you didn't even know it. Why are you wanting to kill me?" That's what he's asking him. Why? What have I done? What kind of thing have I done? He's saying, "I have not sinned against you, yet you hunt my life to take it. Let the Lord judge between you and me, and let the Lord avenge me on you, but my hand shall not be against you. As the proverb of the ancient says, wickedness proceeds from the wicked, but my hand shall not be against you. After whom has the king of Israel come out? Whom do you pursue? A dead dog, a flea? Therefore, let the Lord be be judge and judge between you and me, and see and plead my case and deliver me out of your hand. So he's asking him, why are you doing this? What have I done? Why do you want to kill me so bad? Why am I that important to you? And I don't think that Saul knows, really, other than he doesn't want to give up the throne. I believe that's the main thing of why. And David was submissive. He came out and he bowed to him, or he laid on the ground. Let's see, what are the exact words? David stooped with his face to the earth and bowed down. He bowed down to him and showed reverence, or showed what is the word? Now I can't think of the word. I know it, but it's just like not coming out. He showed that he was subservient to him, if that's the right. Anyway, he respected him. He respected his authority. He respected that God had anointed him. So it was when David had finished speaking these words to Saul that Saul said, "Is this your voice, my son David?" And Saul lifted up his voice and wept. Then he said to David, "You are more righteous than I, for you have rewarded me with good, whereas I have rewarded you with evil. And you have shown me this day how you have dealt well with me. For when the Lord delivered me into your hand, you did not kill me. For if a man finds his enemy, will he let him get away safely? Therefore may the Lord reward you with good for what you have done to me this day. And now I know indeed that you shall surely be king, and that the kingdom of Israel shall be established in your hand. Therefore swear now to me by the Lord that you will not cut off my descendants after me, that you will not destroy my name from my father's house." So Saul is seeing, honor and loyalty, Saul sees that David is honorable and loyal. He sees that he's not retaliating. He's not coming at him, even though he could. He has had many chances that he could have killed Saul, but he chooses dignity and honor. He's not going to do something that would cause him to not, he's not going to do anything to dishonor himself or his king. So, Saul sees this for a minute. He keeps seeing it for a minute. And he actually said, "My son," he said, "Is this your voice, my son David?" It's like Saul is so mentally unstable that he knows he's doing wrong, but he doesn't know he's doing wrong. It's kind of the way it seems. But now he's saying, "I know you're going to be king. I know you will. This has shown me you will be king. I'm just asking you not to cut off my lineage." He's asking him not to kill his lineage, which I don't think David would do that. Even though David could kill everyone in Saul's family whenever he becomes king, like officially, the same way that Saul has killed people, David, I don't think, would do that to Saul and to Jonathan and to his own wife. So David swore to Saul, and Saul went home, and David and his men went up to the stronghold. So that's all of chapter 24. So I just feel like Saul sees that he's wrong at times, but he is so mentally disturbed that he can't do what's right. He cannot do what he should. Now we're going to chapter 25, and we're going back to Samuel a little bit. Haven't talked about Samuel much, as much as in the beginning of the this book. Then Samuel died, and the Israelites gathered together and lamented for him, and buried him at his home in Ramah. And David arose and went down to the wilderness of Paran. That's really all it says about him, about Samuel. So I don't even know why that they mentioned it there, other than they just needed to. I don't know why God would want that mentioned, other than He just needed it documented that that's when it happened or something. I don't know, or to tell what happened. So, verse 2. Now there was a man in Maon whose business was in Carmel, and the man was very rich. He had 3,000 sheep and 1,000 goats, and he was shearing his sheep in Carmel. The name of the man was Nabal, and the name of his wife Abigail, and she was a woman of good understanding and beautiful appearance. But the man was harsh and evil in his doings. He was of the house of Caleb. And when David heard in the wilderness that Nabal was shearing his sheep, David sent 10 young men, and David said to the young men, "Go up to Carmel, go to Nabal, and greet him in my name, and thus you shall say to him who lives in prosperity, Peace be to you, peace to your house, and peace to all that you have. Now I have heard that you have shearers. Your shepherds were with us, and we did not hurt them, nor was there anything missing from them all the while they were in Carmel. Ask your young men, and they will tell you. Therefore, let my young men find favor in your eyes, for we come on a feast day. Please give whatever comes to your hand to your servants and to your son David." So when David's young men came, they spoke to Nabal according to all these words in the name of David, and waited. Then Nabal answered David's servants and said, "Who is David, and who is the son of Jesse? There are many servants nowadays who break away each one from his master. Shall I then take my bread and my water and my meat that I have killed for my shearers, and give it to men when I do not know where they are from?" So David's young men turned on their heels and went back, and they came and told him all these words. Then David said to his men, "Every man gird up on his sword." So every man girded on his sword, and David also girded on his sword. And about 400 men went with David, and 200 stayed with the supplies. So David has sent the young men to go ask this rich man to spare some food, to spare some provision, so that they can honor the feast day. And this man is so greedy that he says no. He says, I'm not doing it. Shearing time is in the spring, and there's usually a lot of there's an abundance. There's a lot of things going on in the spring, and wool was one of the things that would bring in a lot of income. So this man, he was well to do. He had plenty of money. Or Matt. Now, one of the young men told Abigail, Nabal's wife, saying, "Look, David sent messengers from the wilderness to greet our master, and he reviled them. But the men were very good to us, and we were not hurt, nor did we miss anything as long as we accompanied them when we were in the fields. They were a wall to us by night and day, all the time we were with them keeping the sheep. Now therefore know and consider what you will do, for harm is determined against our master and against all his household, for he's such a scoundrel that one cannot speak to him." So they're saying, David protected us. David and his men took care of us. They kept us from losing our flock. They kept us from any harm. They protected us. So he's telling Abigail this. What is happening? He come out of that room fast. I didn't know what that noise was. But they're going to Abigail, and I believe, because I've read the story, the reason why they go to Abigail is because she has a sound mind. She's not crazy. Then Abigail made haste and took 200 loaves of bread, 2 skins of wine, and 5 sheep already dressed, 5 seahs of roasted grain, 100 clusters of raisins, and 200 cakes of figs, and loaded them on donkeys. And she said to her servants, "Go on before me. See, I am coming after you." But she did not tell her husband Nabal. So she took a feast. She didn't tell her husband about it, but she took a feast because she's doing what was right. She is honoring them because they honored Nabal. They actually honored him and didn't even know him. So it was as she rode on the donkey that she went down under cover of the hill, and there were David and his men coming down toward her, and she met them. Now David had said, "Surely in vain I have protected all that this fellow has in the wilderness, so that nothing was missed of all that belongs to him. And he has repaid me evil for good. May God do so, and more also, to the enemies of David, if I leave one male of all who belong to him by morning light." So David was ready to kill all of them. He was ready to go ahead and just get rid of Nabal and his whole crew, I guess his family. I don't know, if he would have killed the servants, but anyone that was Nabal's, which means anyone that was Abigail's. It doesn't say they had children, but it says, "Now when Abigail saw David, she dismounted quickly from the donkey, fell on her face before David, and bowed down to the ground. So she fell at his feet and said, 'Oh me, my lord, oh me, on me, my lord, on me, let me.'" Wait a minute, let me start that over. "On me, my lord, on me, let this iniquity be. And please let your maidservant speak in your ears and hear the words of your maidservant. Please let not my lord regard this scoundrel Nabal. For as his name is, so is he. Nabal is his name, and folly is with him. But I, your maidservant, did not see the young men of my lord whom you sent. Now therefore, my lord, as the Lord lives and as your soul lives, since the Lord has held you back from coming to bloodshed and from avenging yourself with your own hand, now then let your enemies and those who seek harm for my lord be as Nabal. And now this present which your maidservant has brought to my lord, let it be given to the young men who follow my lord. Please forgive the trespass of your maidservant, for the Lord will certainly make for my lord an enduring house, because my lord fights the battles of the Lord, and the evil is not found in you throughout your days. Yet a man has risen to pursue you and seek your life, but the life of my lord shall be bound in the bundle of the living with the Lord your God, and the lives of your enemies he shall sling out as from the pocket of a sling." So she knew that somebody was trying to kill David. So Nabal had to have known about David, even though he acted like he didn't. That's my thought. I mean, his wife knew about him. "And it shall come to pass, when the Lord has done for my Lord according to all the good that has spoken concerning you, and has appointed you ruler over Israel, that this will be no grief to you, nor offense no offense of heart to my Lord, either that you have shed blood without cause, or that my Lord has avenged himself. But when the Lord has dealt well with my Lord, then remember your maidservant." So she's saying, don't kill him. Let me make it right. And don't avenge this by having blood on your hands. That's what I think she's saying. Anyway, that's the way I see it. Then David said to Abigail, "Blessed is the Lord God of Israel, who sent you this day to meet me, and blessed is your advice, and blessed are you, because you have kept me this day from coming to bloodshed and from avenging myself with my own hand. For indeed, as the Lord God of Israel lives, who has kept me back from hurting you, unless you had hurried and come to meet me, surely by morning light, no males would have been left to Nabal." So David received from her hand what she had brought him, and said to her, "Go up in peace to your house. See, I have heeded your voice and respected your person." Now Abigail went to Nabal, and there he was, holding a feast in his house. like a feast of the feast of a king, and Nabal's heart was merry within him, for he was very drunk. Therefore she told him nothing, little or much, until morning light. So it was in the morning, when the wine had gone from Nabal, and his wife had told him these things, that his heart died within him, and he became like a stone. So she told him what she did, and I don't really know what it means by his heart died within him. Maybe he had a heart attack. I don't know. It seems kind of, what does it say in this book? But I know he wasn't well after that. Let's see. It just says that his heart fails. So I would say he had a heart attack. That's what it sounds like. I should have looked it up more. But I didn't think about that at the time. It wasn't something I was trying that struck me, I guess. Okay, where was I at? Then it happened after about 10 days that the Lord struck Nabal and he died. So he died 10 days after this occurrence. So him being rich didn't do anything for him. Him being greedy didn't do anything for him. He still died with nothing. I mean, he didn't have anything to take with him. So when David heard that Nabal was dead, he said, "Blessed be the Lord, who has pleaded the cause of my reproach from the hand of Nabal, and has kept his servant from evil. For the Lord has returned the wickedness of Nabal on his own head." And David sent and proposed to Abigail to take her as his wife. When the servants of David had come to Abigail at Carmel, they spoke to her, saying, "David sent us to you to ask you to become his wife." Then she arose, bowed her face to the earth, and said, here's your maidservant, a servant to wash the feet of the servants of my Lord." So Abigail rose in haste and rode on a donkey, attended by 5 of her maidens, and she followed the messengers of David and became his wife. David also took Ahinoam of Jezreel, and so both of them were his wives. But Saul had given Michal, his daughter, David's wife, to Palti, the son of Laish, who was from Galim. Now, I don't understand how Saul could give David's wife to another man. That I don't understand. But now David has 2 wives instead of 3. Love you too. You be careful. 5 o'clock? Okay. What is that? Okay. See you then. So David now has, well, he would have had 3 wives. I don't understand that. I don't understand how that. I know that Saul is king, but if a woman is married, I guess the king can do what he wants. He locked me in. But I guess the king can choose who's married to who and all that stuff. So, but Nabal's wife was sensible, but I had put on my notes, should David have taken another wife? Actually 2. I mean, I don't know who this Ahinoam of Jezreel is. I mean, she's got to be important because they mentioned her. This says Ahinoam. She has piqued the curiosity of scholars, combining the fact that Old Testament mentions only one other Ahinoam, the wife of Saul, listed in 1450, with Nathan's statement to David in 2 Samuel 12:8 that the Lord had given David's master's wives into his keeping. One scholar has suggested that David's Ahinoam may have once been Saul's wife, though this seems unlikely. Okay. New Living Translation says it means he has a stroke. Okay. I mean, it had to be something like that. I mean, honestly, he had been drunk the night before. Then he finds out this dude could have killed you and your wife saves your life. You know? It's like, you don't know what your body might do. You don't know what might happen. So, he dies 10 days later, so we know that something's not good and something's not right about it. And then David marries his wife, like, almost immediately. Which is kind of strange, but it does say that Abigail was beautiful. It doesn't say it in those words. That's in the floor. Somewhere. I'll find it later. Oh, there it is. The King James Version says she had a what does it say? Something about her countenance. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Is this the wrong one? What am I on? 26. Nope, that's not far enough. Okay. It says she was a woman of good understanding. A beautiful countenance. Okay. Which countenance is your face, from what I understand. So, it just seems weird to me that, I don't know, it just seems weird that they just get married that quick, I guess. I don't guess it was weird back then. I don't know. So now we're going to go on to chapter 26. Now the Ziphites came to Saul at Gibeah, saying, "Is David not hiding in the hills of Hachilah?" I think I'm saying that right. I may not be. Opposite Jeshimon. When Saul arose and went down to the wilderness of Ziph, having 3,000 chosen men of Israel with him to seek David in the wilderness of Ziph, and Saul encamped in the hill of Hachilah, which is opposite Jeshimon, by the road. But David stayed in the wilderness, and he saw that Saul came after him in the wilderness, and he saw that Saul came after him into the wilderness. David therefore sent out spies and understood that Saul had indeed come. So Saul has, I think my stream is very delayed. Oh, why? I don't understand. I don't know why. But Saul has changed his mind again. He doesn't care about David anymore. He wants to kill him again. So David arose and came to the place where Saul had encamped, and David saw the place where Saul lay, and Abner the son of Ner, the commander of his army. Now Saul lay within the camp, with the people encamped all around him. Then David answered and said to Ahimelech the Hittite, and to Abishai the son of Zeruiah, brother of Joab, saying, "Who will go down with me to Saul in the camp?" And Abishai said, "I will go down with you." So David and Abishai, or is it Abishai? I think it's Abishai. Seems like that would be right. Came to the people by night, and there Saul lay sleeping within the camp, with his spear stuck in the ground by his head, and Abner and the people lay all around him. Then Abishai, that just sounds right to me, said to David, "God has delivered your enemy into your hand this day. Now, therefore, please let me strike him at once with this spear right to the earth, and I will not have to strike him a second time." So he's asking, He's asking David, can I just kill him with his own spear? But David said to Abishai, do not destroy him, for who can stretch out his hand against the Lord's anointed and be guiltless? David said furthermore, as the Lord lives, the Lord shall strike him, or he shall go out to battle and perish. So he's saying, I can't kill him. I can't let you kill him. This is another time that David has every opportunity to get rid of Saul, but he will not because of his loyalty to God. Not to Saul the person, but to God. The Lord forbid that I should stretch out my hand against the Lord's anointed, but please take now the spear and the jug of water that are by his head, and let us go. So David took the spear and the jug of water by Saul's head, and they got away, and no man saw or knew it or awoke, for they were all asleep, because a deep sleep from the Lord had fallen on them. Now David went over to the other side and stood on the top of the hill afar off, a great distance being between them. Not your fault. I'm realizing that I'm watching and commenting on its way behind where you actually are. Oh, I wonder why. That's weird. I mean, you're supposed to be an hour ahead of me, lady. You're supposed to be ahead of me. No, I'm just joking. That was a stupid joke. But anyway. And David called out to the people and to Abner, the son of Ner, saying, do not answer Abner. Do not answer Abner? It was a question. Then Abner answered and said, who are you calling out to the king? So David said to Abner, are you not a man? And who is like you in Israel? Why then have you not guarded your Lord and the king? For one of the people came in to destroy your Lord the king. This thing that you have done is not good. As the Lord lives, you deserve to die, because you have not guarded your master and the Lord's anointed. And now see where the king's spear is and the jug of water that was by his head. So he's asking Abner, why weren't you guarding the king? Why weren't you taking care of your duties? Why weren't you doing this? Why did you let somebody come into the camp and take these two items? Then Saul knew David's voice and said, is that your voice, my son David? So he's calling him my son again. David said, it is my voice, my lord, O king. And he said, why does my lord thus pursue his servant? For what have I done, or what evil is in my hand? Now therefore, please let my lord, the king, hear the words of his servant. If the Lord has stirred you up against me, let him accept an offering. But if it is the children of men, may they be cursed before the Lord, for they have driven me out this day from sharing in the inheritance of the Lord, saying, go serve other gods. So now do not let my blood fall to the earth before the face of the Lord, for the king of Israel has come out to seek a flea, and when one hunts a partridge, as when one hunts a partridge in the mountains. Then Saul said, I have sinned. Return, my son David, for I will harm you no more, because my life was precious in your eyes this day. Indeed, I have played a fool and erred exceedingly. So he is seeing that he's messed up again. Saul is seeing every time David could have killed him. It's like, some people never learn. You know, you hear that all the time. Some people never learn. Well, Saul never learned. And David answered and said, here is the king's spear. Let one of the young men come over and get it. May the Lord repay every man for his righteousness and his faithfulness. But for the Lord delivered you into my hand today, but I would not stretch out my hand against the Lord's anointed. And indeed, as your life was valued much this day in my eyes, so let my life be valued much in the eyes of the Lord, and let him deliver me out of the all tribulation. So he's saying, I've spared your life again when I could have killed you. Don't, he's asking him not to do this, not to keep pursuing him. Then Saul said to David, may you be blessed, my son David. You should both do great things and also still prevail. So David went his way, and Saul returned to his place. So now he's returned to his place again. And Saul is just, David does not want to kill Saul. He does not want to kill Saul, even though he has several opportunities. There was nothing stopping him. And in fact, David's men were encouraging him to kill him. They were like, hey, here's your opportunity. He's here. Kill him. Get it over with. Just go ahead and do it. And he says, no, I'm not killing the Lord's anointed. I'm not doing it. It's not my place. It's not something I'm supposed to do. And Saul, he sees it. He wakes up for just a minute. And then he's back in the stupor. He's back in this place of murder on his mind. He's back in this place where he actually does not belong. I don't believe that God ever meant for Saul to be there. But Saul let Satan take him there. And I feel like that's something that a lot of us do. We go to places God doesn't want us to be, and we live there. And sometimes we're there so long that we are stuck and we can't get out. And, you know, there's always a way out that God gives us. And Saul could have taken it so many times. And he did seem to take it. He would go his way. He would leave David alone. And then he would start again. Maybe it was people whispering in his ear, oh, he's going to take your throne. Oh, he's going to take your place. Oh, he's going to come get you. He's after you. He's doing this. Oh, he's over here. You need to go kill him before he kills you. You know, I'm sure that was happening because, you know, it says in the Bible where different people said things. And he's over there. He's over there. And David didn't want to kill him because he had ample opportunity. He could have killed him so many times, but he chose to honor the Lord's anointed. He chose to be the bigger person, to be the bigger man, to do what he felt was right in God's eyes, not man's. And that's what we need to do. We need to do what's right in God's eyes and not care about what man says, because what man says doesn't matter. In the whole, you know, in the big picture, only God's word is what matters. And David saw that. He saw what he was supposed to be doing. And he didn't kill him. So I think that's all of that. I really don't have anything else to say about it. I guess we can figure out which chapters. I guess we can do 27 through 29. Yeah, I think so. I think that will be good for next week. But I wanted to talk about the study. I've made notes. The study, the 52-week study. And I did the polls, and I don't know who all answered the polls or whatever because I can't see that myself. It doesn't tell me that, who does what. I only see if you leave a comment who does what. But the polls don't tell me who voted for what. But the first one I did was the poll. The most people wanted to choose a different day. So still do Tuesdays and do another day. And the day that really everybody wanted was Thursday. So we could do that on Thursday. But the time everybody wanted was afternoon. And everybody wanted to change the time, not do it at 2 o'clock. But the problem I have with that is Noah leaves for work on Thursdays at 2. And he comes home at 5 for his dinner break. And I don't have to, but I choose to cook a hot meal for him because when I worked, I wanted a hot meal at my lunchtime. I wanted something that was good. And so I choose to cook a hot meal most days. So, plus I want to eat with my son if he's home. You know, we want to have a meal together. So at 5 o'clock, I have to be done and I'll have to have time to cook. So I have to be done by 4, really. I can choose meals that are easier to cook or crock pot meals or things like that. But if we do it on Thursday, and we did it at 3 o'clock, I would have to be done at 4. And 3 o'clock seems like the time that everybody really liked. But Donna had a good idea of doing it at like 2:30. I don't know why I don't think about the half hours. I don't know why. But we could do it at 2:30 if you guys wanted to. And I want everybody's input because you guys are involved in this. I may be the one that's on the screen, but we're all involved in it, and I want it to work for everyone. And I have to go with the majority, but I want it to be able to work for everyone so that we can all participate. And another thing is, I had asked, okay, I did research and figured out that the study guide is not written by the same person who wrote the original book, but it does go along with it. And I did a poll, and most people want to get the study guide to go along with the book. Now, the book has questions in it, so we don't technically have to, but anything that's going to expand it, I think would be good. So if that's what we want to do, we'll do that. And if for some reason you can't get the study guide as well, I had left links for them so you guys could look, because Amazon will let you have a sneak peek of what the inside of the book looks like. I'm going to get the study guide since that's what the majority wants, and I can ask the questions and stuff, and we can do the group study that way, and you might not technically need it. 2:30 would be great for me with work schedule changing. Oh, your work schedule is changing? I didn't know it was changing. So if you guys want to do it at 2:30, which I just didn't even think about that, I would have an hour and a half between start time and having to get off so I could cook dinner. Which I will plan around it. I plan around it for Tuesdays. I plan around everything. I plan around my Tuesday live study. I plan around Jeff and Noah's schedule because I don't have a schedule. I can do whatever, whenever. So I use other people's schedule. Oh, I guess I do, but I have this schedule. This is my schedule, the 2 o'clock. And like this is the only thing that I have like that. I think that time is good, as sometimes we tend to go over, but yeah, we do. Which another thing with the study, yeah, you have the girls now, so that's why you're changing. Okay. Another thing with the study, could you stop? I'm trying to look at something, computer. Why are you freezing on me? Okay, so let's just say the first week. This is my thing. Okay. The first week is 7 days. You have from day 1 to 6, you read 21 chapters. And then on day 7, you catch up on anything you missed. Yes, I can leave I can actually get the link and put it right here. Or I'll put it in the description. That way anyone who sees this can see it. If that makes sense. So, what was I saying? I don't remember. Oh, now I remember. So, since this is a 7-day study, and we would be doing it toward the end of the week, do we want to like, how do I say it? Do we want to have the first week read and then be in the second week whenever we start to do the actual study? If that makes sense. Like, let me look back at this. The first week we would read 1 through 21. Do we want to, on the first Thursday, go over that section of the book while we are in actual reading of the second section of the book, the second week? Because if we're in the middle, I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to say, because I don't feel like I'm making sense. All right, let me get that in there. Maybe it's going to do it. I think the first one would be good to do an introduction as to how it will work and your goals for the study, that type of thing. Yeah, we could do that, but then there's 52 weeks, so that means we would be finishing the whole entire study in 2024. That's what I'm thinking. If we go ahead and read, if we go ahead and start reading, well, I know what we could do, because we're going to be finished on, no. If we go ahead and start reading the last week, like start on the Monday of the last week of, I'm going the wrong way, December. Like we start reading on the 26th, the day after Christmas. And then we start our first study on the 5th of January, which is Alan's birthday. We would go over the first week, and then I think that would be a great way to do it. That way we'll have already read what you're going over. Yeah, because I think if we go ahead and start reading the 26th, then on the and we'll be ahead all the time, but we'll go over what we read the 26th through. Oh, I keep moving the calendar because I'm trying to see what y'all are saying. Let me say this one more time. Maybe I'll make sense. I don't feel like I'm making sense at all today. I really don't. I don't know why. I think it's the weather changing, and like I was saying, which y'all don't know, y'all haven't seen it yet. I've been having like sinus pressure a lot since the rain and stuff. But if we start reading on the 26th, the first week, we'll be done by the 1st. Then we have our first study on the 5th, but we're still reading the second week starting on the 2nd. Did I make sense? I don't know. Y'all let me know. What if you did the intro the last week, December 1st? Okay, so yeah, I'll put it in a video. What is that cat doing? I don't know what she's doing. But yeah, maybe if I write it down, because I wasn't even thinking about this until just now, and I don't have my thoughts together. And like I said, I do have this pressure. It's not pain. I'm not hurting, and I don't feel sick, but I feel like sinus pressure, and I think it's because the weather has been funky. It's been like, it was colder, and then it was rainy, and now it's warmer. It can't make up its mind. But yeah, we could do the intro the last week of December, but that would be, could you move? Okay. The 29th, do the intro. We'll figure it out. We've got time. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do a special video for that, because some people are not interested in the Bible studies, and that's fine. I want people that are interested to be able to do it. But maybe I'll type up a schedule of what we need to be reading, and I'll do that each month. Would that help? I think that would help me. Even if y'all don't need it, I'm going to do it for me. I'll type up a schedule and I'll post it on the community thing. Plus, I'll do a video explaining that schedule. That will help me greatly, I think. And I'll fix it so you can print it out. Okay. Let me make myself a note. Y'all, I don't know. This pressure, I'm not hurting. I don't feel sick. It's just like, it feels like something is there. It's like something's there. And just the weather. I was fine until yesterday morning. I think it was, or might have been the day before that. Okay, make. All right. So, have we just settled on Thursdays at 2:30? Have we settled on that? Does that work for everybody? I used to love whenever I did like the book club. I used to love making bookmarks and hand them out to all the ladies of the whole entire schedule. This is just the thing I like to do, but I like to have it all like mapped out and think about it. I don't like to just talk about it because then I don't know what I'm talking about. But if I have it written down, I can easily talk about it. It makes sense, but it doesn't. I think a syllabus would be a great thing for you to do. Yeah. I think that what is Thursday at 2:30 good? I mean, is that going to work for everyone that or the majority? Because we need to work with the majority. And I know that not everybody can join. I know not everybody can buy the book. But even if you don't have the book, I'm still going to have the scriptures we're supposed to read, and we can still discuss it even if we don't have that book. So Thursdays at 2:30. And I know some people have to go get kids from school. They have to wait for kids to come home from school. Some people have to work. And I just want it to be able to work out to where that it'll work for everyone, which a lot of you ladies I think are an hour ahead of me. I know that Donna is. I know that Val is. Flora's the same as me. Carol, I think are you ahead of me? Is it 4 o'clock for you right now? Or 4:07 or something? I don't know. But I don't know who all is ahead, and I don't know the time zones. In fact, here in Alabama, where that my husband's uncle lives, there's a spot, it's like the timeline goes down and it goes whoop down again. Yeah, you're ahead. Okay. But it's just they wanted them to be in Eastern time zone, so they just circled them in and went back on down. It's crazy. But yeah. We'll figure it all out. We have time. We have 6-7 weeks to figure it out, and then the 8th week will be the first of. Actually, that's the last of December. But I want to have a schedule, and I want everybody to be able to, to know what's happening. I want to know what's happening. I don't know what's happening right now, but that way we can have it all figured out. I like to figure things out. That way I'm not stuck with Crazyville. Because sometimes my brain is Crazyville. All right, so we got that part figured out. Thursdays at 2:30 my time, right? 2:30 Central, because 3:30 wouldn't work. 2:30 Central. Hour ahead Eastern time zone. I'm getting the book for my birthday for myself. It is this Sunday. Oh, well, happy birthday. So we'll do it Central time, 2:30. That way I will be able to do things like I want to do for Noah. And I had thought about changing it to Sunday, but I didn't even talk about that in the polls. I put so many polls up, I was like, they're not going to like all these polls. They're going to hate it. But I didn't know how else to do it because it won't let me do. You are not old. I didn't know how else to do it because it wouldn't allow me to do several questions in one thing. I guess I could have did it differently. Yeah, I could have. But oh well. It's too late now. I've already done it. So, I enjoyed this study. I'm really enjoying going through the First Samuel, which actually something I did want to talk to y'all about, because with the new study that we're going to be doing on Thursdays, that's going through the entire Bible. Okay. So, do y'all want... I'm a 1961 model old Ford. Hey, Fords are nice. You're not that much older than Jeff. Jeff's 69. Anyway, 64. What was I saying? Oh, do y'all want to do topical studies for this one? Or do you just want to keep going through the Bible? I just hit myself in the face. I'm older than you. You gotta respect your elders. What am I, the baby of the bunch? Well, actually, Val is the same. I think Val is younger than me. I don't know. She may be. We're both 45 right now. I don't know. I can't remember her birthday. I think she's gone now. But anyway, that's just funny. Y'all let me know if y'all want to do like topical studies for this, and we can just come up with topics or certain people. Even though we're going to be going through all of them, we could, change it up. We could do topics sometimes. We could do certain people. We could do all sorts of things with this one, or we could just continue to go through what we're doing now, which I'm going to finish. We're going to finish 1 Samuel, either way, but we'll be finished with it very soon. So, age is a number. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Age doesn't matter. The number doesn't matter. But, I don't know what else I have to say. I guess I need to get to my chores. I don't have many today. It's very weird not doing the challenge, or either one of the challenges. It's very strange. I'm with Jimmy Buffett on this, growing older but not up. I don't think he ever grew up. I don't think he's ever going to. But anyway, I will see you guys next time. There will be a video tonight. As long as YouTube cooperates, it is already ready to go. So I will see y'all next time, or tonight, or whatever. And I hope you enjoyed it, because I did. Maybe I need to take something for this sinus. I don't see. Here's the thing. I don't know what it is. It's just pressure. It's not pain. So I don't know. It's confusing me. But I will see y'all later. Thank you for joining me. And remember, don't take any wooden nickels. And be sweet.